Somebody told me that you fight somebody. To be done today, and it ain't gonna be. Hey, anybody over order a snack?
Boy, they got stabbed in Oakland a month ago.
Hey, that was the name of the better. Oh, we didn't go that way.
I'll take some out of mine. Let's just put a gallon. I know it didn't take a gallon to get here.
Hey, anybody?
You eat too, huh?
You might get bit if you
Beautiful. Nice weather.
After communion,
How do we confirm?
you'll have to make this short. We are going to church this morning. Today is Sunday.
I don't know, I want to mention about that raffle today, huh?
Oh, that's
No, is it?
Sure it is. I'm going to do it.
Oh,
Or we're
okay.
going to do it, yeah.
You got all the stuff?
I brought him with me.
Oh, good.
Well, they mentioned
Yeah, that's okay.
That's the raffle. Yeah, it's a month ago yesterday, yeah.
No shit. You better explain what it is. No, just the scooter.
Nice spot, that's all.
What do you plan to do?
Go swimming, sit around a campfire and things like that.
I don't know, it's just a piece of junk. They don't want us up here, so I guess we'll just have to make another run down here to appear in court on it. That's all we can do with it. We got to be back for it or go to jail.
What does it say, basically?
It says we can't break the law. Says if we break the law, they can take us to court, which they can do anyway. I don't know why they needed the paper.
Where'd you get the paper?
From the sheriff's department.
Tell me about it. Where and when?
Yesterday, when we first got here, they gave them to us. Just said that it's a court order restraining us from breaking the law. So, I guess we can't break it while we're here.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Alvin Ray?
Alvin, you are the president of the Fresno, California Hells Angels, huh?
Yes, I am.
Now, you know that the State Attorney General, Mr. Lynch, has threatened a crackdown on you people statewide. How do you feel about it?
Well, I feel this could be one of the greatest things that's ever happened to the Hells Angels because we get a lot of
misrepresentation?
Yes.
Yeah. In what way?
Well,
how'd you get my name, may I ask?
Holly Maxwell.
Yeah, I'd like that brought up too.
Okay.
Oh, don't be bringing that shit like that up, Sam.
Now, Alvin, you say you were misrepresented. How?
Well, they try to, I think the police tries to create an image of a guy coming down the road on a motorcycle with long sideburns flying in the air, a chain around his waist, just looking for a crippled or a little old lady to, run over on the street. And a lot of times they don't even think Hells Angels, the way they write it up, is a gang, not even pertaining to a motorcycle club or anything.
Well, now, in the Attorney General's report, there were references to hoodlums and gangsterism and sex offenses, assault and battery. Are you saying that none of these things happen?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not going to lie to you, but we'll take the Monterey. The thing that triggered this off was the Monterey incident. And I hope I'm not cut out, but there was an accusation of two girls, a Caucasian and a colored girl, being raped. The police came out, the sheriff of Monterey County there came out in a cowboy hat, Levi's, in regular home clothes, and he said, fellas, he says, I want you to line up, all of you line up here. He says, the girls will line up here, meaning the guy's wives. They don't necessarily have to line up, but they will be over here. All the fellows will be in a single line here because they have a juvenile car with two girls coming in, and they're going to identify there's been accusations of a rape here. So, it was very quietly. There was everybody was in order. Nobody made any boos, sisses, throwing beer cans, sand, or anything. Because Monterey had been good to us. Monterey was treated us better, I'd say one of the best places. I like to use that as a recommendation in California.
How many of you were up there in Monterey at that time?
Oh, there was approximately 300.
Did you break up any bars or?
No, there was no breaking up any bars. But on this girls, they weren't. Later on, after they made the medical report, the doctors, the girls had no evidence of any sexual promiscuity of any kind. But they didn't. It still held that Hells Angels were rapists. Like we were going to snatch or just grab up teenage girls off the street and throw them on the back of a motorcycle and take them out someplace for a wild party. Well, that's not true. I'm denying that.
Who's this fellow here?
Oh, this is Sam Widener. He's my second cousin.
Oh, Sam. Are you a Hells Angel?
No, I'm an ex-member right now, but I'm prospective in another chapter.
I see. Where did you belong when you were a member?
Purdue.
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
Now, how do you feel about all this?
Well, I feel pretty strongly against the police department always harassing. If people remember, I was in Gardena, and because my name was in the paper, which I don't think was right.
You mean that's when that bar was supposed to have been broken up there?
Yes, they said we urinated on a floor, and it was at least soul deep. And this bar was about approximately 75 by 35. And 11 people, I just don't believe, could do something like that. And we tapped a keg for the barmaid, and she said that we broke over about 36 glasses, throwing them up against the walls and pictures.
How many of you were there that day?
Well, there was quite a few of us there. Purdue
20 or 30?
Well,
100?
no, there was probably about maybe 25 with the girls.
Well, did you drive any of the regular customers out, or just what caused...
No, the customers stayed there with us. And I guess this woman thought that we were tearing the place up, which we didn't. I know of 2 glasses that got broke, and 1 picture because I dropped the picture.
Now, you were convicted for that, weren't you?
Yes, we were, and it was the most unfair sentence that any human being could possibly get.
What was the sentence?
Well, it's a misdemeanor. It was drunk and disturbing the peace, which is a $57 fine. I've seen it 3 times in court while we were going to court. We got sentenced to 180 days suspended, 2 years probation on a condition if we get anything other than a minor traffic violation, we will pull an automatic 180 days. The first 10 days of the 2 years probation, which, by the way, was supposed to have been summary probation. Everybody is on straight probation. We have to go to and report in every month. And we're not allowed out of the county.
So you feel this was an unjust sentence?
Especially when I spent 10 days. I had to muster up $110, my family did, to get me out so I could be out the day before Christmas, which I think is really unjust.
Well, now the Attorney General is indicating that he is going to control Hells Angels from one end of the state to the other. Do you think he'll be able to do it?
I hope he does. I hope he controls it for our sake, is one thing, because we're inevitable. They're not going to destroy Hells Angels. We're American. We're inevitable. We're here to stay. The machines we ride are 99% of American-made. There's only one motorcycle made in the United States. Our traditional black, so-called black leather jacket is a Levi jacket, U.S.-made. Our field boots that we wear are American-made, Levi's. I mean, we're inevitable. This is America, and we're here to stay.
They've been trying to break up this club for years. And after Monterey, they said they'd break it up. In fact, here 2 weeks ago, we were at this bar we were invited to.
Yeah.
And we were minding our own business. Well, they called in this detail called the SED. And we were playing pool, minding our own business. And the place was 90% citizens and 10% us. And we were playing pool, and all of a sudden I looked up, and there was 2 police in the back, 2 in the front. They let us finish our pool game. They were nice about that. That was the first time that it's ever happened. And it says, would you animals kindly step outside? Now, every other word that this police department used was animal, which I don't believe is right.
Was that Gardena Police?
No, this is Los Angeles.
LAPD.
Yeah, well, Lakewood called in LAPD, the SED squad, which isn't special enforcement. Now, this one officer had stopped me before at a bar, and I wasn't in anything. I was just happened to be there. And he says, you remember me, Sad Sam? And I says, well, I believe I've seen you before, but I don't remember where. He says, well, you remember the bar that we busted you at? And I says, oh, yes, now I remember. And he says, you know, he says, I was just looking at your mugshot in our files this Wednesday. He says, you just can't seem to stay out of trouble. Well, I work. I have 3 children. Most of us do have children. Most of us do work.
Have you ever been arrested, Alvin, because of your motorcycle activities?
Yes, I have. I've been arrested. Now, I don't want to contradict Sam, but I'll say this, that I don't want to say bad. The police department needs investigation. There's other policemen that most cops are all right. You know, they'll pull you over. If they do pull you over, if you talk sensible to them, they'll pull you over. You give them a direct answer. They give you a direct answer. A lot of times they won't give you a ticket. A lot of times they... but there's a few rotten apples that spoil the barrel, you might say.
Well, on both sides.
On both sides, yeah. Well, that's what we have to cut out now. Hells Angels has dropped considerably in membership. We could have members. A lot of times they quote the police department will say informed sources telling there's 4,000 members throughout the state. Well, we could have 4,000 members, but we wouldn't be able to control it. It would be things that...
How many members are there right now statewide, Alvin?
There are approximately 275 to 325.
How many were there 10 years ago?
I can't say. I wasn't around at that time. I don't want to quote something.
Well, much bigger, though.
I'd say there were maybe 500 to 700.
You remember the Hollister situation, when Hollister was broken up? Was that Hells Angels?
I've read about it and heard people talk about it. It was Hells Angels and the Gooses. But there was greatly exaggerated, just like as I see things happen today, and when I hear about them, or you know, how the eyewitness is 1,000 different versions of one incident.
So you feel the Hells Angels then will go on and on and on, and that this is a temporary setback?
Yeah, we're here to stay, inevitable, like a rock.
Where are you going right now, Alvin?
Daytona Beach, Florida.
What for?
1 week of motorcycle racing.
How many are going?
Well, approximately 10 to 12, just a small group.
And you'll compete there, huh?
No, we street ride. We just kind of party along our way. That's what we're condemned for.
How do you make a living? How are you able to fit in all this partying activity and at the same time support your families and yourselves?
Well, our 4 major runs, a get-together, are on 3-day holidays, so it's pretty easy.
Well, you're late for Florida, so we'll let you go. Thanks a lot, Alvin. Thank you, Sam.
Jump on it, Sam. Hey, catch that back tire. Can you get the back tire? Sonny wants to get the back tire on front of those things. Thanks.
Pete Miller, ABC News, Norwalk, California. Now back to Peter Jennings in New York.